Once upon a time, in the breakfast-bright town of Yorktown, lived a cheerful little egg named Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty was a happy-go-lucky kind of egg, always up for an adventure. One sunny morning, while sipping on his tea, he looked up at the tallest wall in Yorktown, the one with the royal flag on top. And Humpty thought to himself, I want to sit on that wall. Now, most eggs in Yorktown knew that wall was super-duper high. In fact, everyone was kind of worried about Humpty's plan. That wall is really high, said Tommy Toast, one of Humpty's best friends. What could go wrong? Humpty asked confidently. You're excellent at balancing, said Miss Butter, a fluffy, nervous type. But secretly, she was just relieved it wasn't her climbing that tall wall. So Humpty Dumpty started his climb. Carefully, oh so carefully. He climbed and climbed until he reached the very top of the ladder. And just as he was about to make his big debut on top of the wall, whoopee, the wind blew. Flutter, flutter, a butterfly fluttered by, and uh-oh, Humpty sneezed. Choo! With one tiny slip, he lost his balance. Wobble, wiggle, wobble. Next thing anyone knew, crack Humpty was on the ground. Slow motion, dramatic fall. You almost felt like you were falling too. And then, plop, he landed with a big bounce back onto his feet. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Humpty Dumpty sat in his egg chair at home, wrapped in bandages. Outside rain poured and poured. Humpty sighed sadly. I'll never climb again. Shell was cracked, and so was his confidence. Then, knock, knock. At the door, who could that be?
What?
It was little Pip, a tiny egg with a backpack. Hi, Humpty. Will you teach me how to climb? Humpty was so surprised. Me, but I fell. Yeah, but you tried, Pip said with a big smile. And for some reason, that made Humpty feel a little bit better. He took a deep breath. Maybe he could try again. Maybe he could even teach someone else. Next thing you know, Humpty was helping all the little eggs learn how to climb. Tall eggs, small eggs, even scrambled eggs. To everyone's surprise, Humpty was a natural teacher. Soon, Humpty became the very first egg-climbing coach in Yorktown. One day, he helped Pip reach the top of a small wall. All the eggs cheered. Suddenly, Pip turned to Humpty. Thank you, Humpty. Because of you, I learned how to be brave. And Humpty realized that when you try again, you become even stronger than before. Later that morning, Humpty and Pip stood side by side at the top of the wall. They watched as a banner was raised up in the town square. Be brave like Humpty, it read. And underneath it, a crowd of eggs cheered. Humpty gave them a big thumbs up, a very special guest. From that day on, no one in Yorktown feared falling because they knew how to rise. The end.